Well, hello there. I got nothing. Can't hear you. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Good.
Wow, look at that cool setup behind you.
I know, it's so awesome. Pretty neat. Ew. Kind of shine back at each other. Oh, no, it's just this thing.
Still better than some of the reflectiveness I usually get.
Big Rintra right over here.
Big who? Oh, it's literally what you said. Wait. Okay, well, remind me on
Doctor
that.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, one of the sorcerers.
Sorcerers. He's just one of the
Torn, basically.
only Minotaur in the group.
Yes. They don't. Well, I don't know. You probably know a little bit of their lore. Like, are they from another dimension or something?
That I don't know.
World?
That I don't know.
Ooh. Pretty neat. Got the Captain America mask up there too. Nice.
For my Halloween costume.
Oh, wait. Upcoming or when you already did?
No, that was like a few years ago when I was.
Oh, that was the same year I went as Fat Thor.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, sir. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I could go as the Winter Soldier.
That's true. And thought of that I guess Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I mean he's still a Winter Soldier. He just doesn't have long hair anymore, but he had long hair.
Right. Would you go all out and do the mask and everything too?
Probably maybe.
And
or just put the black stuff around the eyes, like he did at the original.
The arm.
I have to. The arm, yeah. There, I know you can get like a sleeve that makes it look like it.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I think I like this episode more than, certainly more than the last one. But
I'm just like, I'm starting to lose interest in this show already.
That's what happens when they draw it out. But well, I don't know. I got quite a lot of notes here considering, but anywho,
I suppose.
But yeah, last episode. Okay, yeah, that stuff.
What did I score last time? Like a 3?
3.5.
I said 3.5.
We both said 3.5. You're surprised by that extra half a point you gave it?
No, I think that's. I just couldn't remember, but trying to figure out what my rating for this one's. I mean, it's not going to be that good. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose we should do a show.
Yay!
Let's do it. All right.
The last one for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I suppose. Actually, maybe I will make a quick. Maybe I'll make a quick post about it. If I remember how to do that. Oh, that's right. I should do it.
Oh, we're on tomorrow's episode 7. So yeah, there's only literally 2 more episodes after this week.
3 more.
Wait, it's 10?
Oh, you're saying after tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe 2.
I haven't watched tomorrow's yet, so.
Well, you won't watch till this time next week, so. Or, well, no, it won't be this
I'll
time next
watch
week.
it in a while, yeah.
It'll be like 2 weeks.
I'm not getting ahead of myself, yeah. um,
Well, you just have
but
back-to-back episodes now to watch.
nah, I don't think so. I'll watch them when I have to. Not that it's a chore, but I'm just going to. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Uh,
Sorry. Okay. Just had to make one quick post. All right. Let's get this thing going. In
Meow.
Mao. Excuse me. In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Disnerds Plus, where we talk about your favorite nerdy shows on Disney Plus. This here's episode 24, talking some She-Hulk, number 6, a much shorter episode title than the last, called Just Jen, for Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. I'm Shane.
Hey, Shane. Hey. Mike, what's up?
Hey. Oh, right, my name. No. Hey, that's a pretty neat setup you got back there, man.
I know, isn't it? It's new edition.
That's a lot of
Ta-da!
Funko Pops.
Whee!
Very, very nice. Very impressive.
Figured you had a background. I had to up the game from that lonely little Thor
Look, I can't compete
poster.
with my 1, 2, 3 Funko Pops I have that you probably, I think you gave me at least 2 of them, right?
Do you have like 2 of the same one?
No, they're technically, that one's the child with Frog and that one's Grogu with cookies.
Oh, okay. They just look similar when you look from a webcam.
Yeah, so what's going on, man? How are you?
Good. How about you?
Oh, just fabulous.
Nice.
Just yeah, already
Living the dream.
absolutely. We are now, well, yeah, I guess 2/3 of the way through She-Hulk now. It's I don't know. I hope this is just that like wavering middle part, because yeah, like not as great of episodes necessarily right about this time, but
No.
I as we mentioned pre-show, I like this one better than the last, at least. I mean, you seem indifferent. You seem like you think it's about the same, probably, but
Yeah, I do think it's pretty much the same.
well, we'll see. We'll find out exactly how we both feel about it on this episode today. But before we do that, previously on She-Hulk, this is the episode we had where Titania shows back up with her own line of skincare, beauty, and wellness products with the She-Hulk name in it. That's right, it was Titania by She-Hulk. Or no, She-Hulk by Titania.
She-Hulk by Titania. You almost had it.
Meanwhile, Nikki and Pug were trying to... well, initially he was talking about waiting in line for getting a couple pairs of the new Iron Man 3s, and ended up making a deal with Nikki to get some better clothes for Jen because he knew a guy. And Jen ended up getting represented by this Mallory book in court for the whole trademark infringement with the She-Hulk name with Titania and everything. And then we ended up meeting this Luke fashion designer, superhero fashion designer, who reluctantly ended up agreeing to make an outfit or 2 for Jen, maybe in the end. It was we didn't really know. He gave her a little something extra. We didn't really see what that was at the time. So I'm not really. I think that's maybe what shows up in this episode. Was the something extra possibly? Because we haven't seen the suit yet, but possibly the dress she wears in this episode might be the thing that the extra thing that he gave her.
No, I think the extra thing was the special suit.
The extra thing was the special. Oh, well, so yeah, one's supposed to be for work. That's right. But this dress, well, we'll get into it. But the other thing that, yeah, she ran into one of her dates again at that was discussing some things with Mallory, and that gave her the idea that she needed to bring all the four of the guys she went on dates with to testify in court for her, and that basically ended up solidifying that she was going by She-Hulk on the dating apps and everything. And then that's when she went back to Luke and tried on some things, which we didn't see any of that. We know that he handed her an extra whatever, and then we saw the Daredevil deal after that in a sort of a hat box, I guess. I guess that's where you'd store something like that.
It would be where I would store a hat in a box that's that size.
It's just a hat, yeah.
Or several hats.
Yeah. So that was the episode. We gave 3.5 stars, which is still the lowest rated I think we've given anything on the show. But we'll see if we can do any better this time. This episode, not with Mike. It doesn't sound like, but so this episode starts at Jen's home once again, and she gets this extravagant looking "Will you be my bridesmaid?" package, just ridiculously over the top.
Does that do women actually send that to their want to bridesmaids, like these boxes with glitter everywhere?
I don't know about a box. Like, yeah, like it opens the envelope and a bunch of glitter falls out. So many different.
I would lose my I see it.
You can say shit. It's fine.
Last time I got yelled at for
an F-bomb or two, but yes, so this is from her friend Lulu, and yeah, which it was. I couldn't really read it as Lulu. I thought it said like Julia or something at first, but
yeah,
turns out it's
Lulu.
Lulu. Yeah, and I want to make a point. Like, I have gotten like a card for being a best man before, like a card.
I've gotten a box of booze with like a flask.
Yeah. But it was not
what
that.
Else?
I don't know if anyone ever has gotten something like that. Well, I'm sure. Sure, it's happened.
Not guys, but
they're basing that on probably some experience.
It's got to be, because, damn.
Yeah. Well, then
suck.
Jumps to she's got Nikki over then, and she's saying she should wear a super suit, and they're talking about I guess she sees the dress. She knows of this dress, and Nikki thinks she'll look hot as Shulky, which was a fun little name there. And they talk about how Mallory's gonna have to pick up the slack at work, and then we do get a brief, finally a fourth wall after last episode having no fourth wall breaking at all. This episode's got it a few times, but
yeah, just a few.
So after that, we're taken to the wedding venue, and which is, I don't know, it's a fancy house. It's not a house, but
it's a fancy barn.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out if it was actually like, I don't think it was a barn wedding per se, but it was a place.
Speaking of, it was also during the week. Who has a wedding during the week?
Oh yeah, they did talk about that too, right? I'll like have it on a Thursday, which isn't Yeah, I mean, I know I've heard like Sunday weddings are supposedly less
I've heard
expensive and
Sunday
everything.
weddings, but I've never heard of Thursday weddings
Sure, Thursday
or
is
Wednesday
even
weddings.
less expensive, but
Well, yeah, I mean, but all those people that take off for
yeah,
your wedding that's during the week.
right.
I mean, I'm cool taking like Friday off, but like not the whole week, especially for the destination wedding. Then you gotta leave.
Yeah. So, yeah. So did they say where this was? I don't know if I caught that. But
No, I don't think they did.
so did you say it was a destination wedding though, or this wasn't?
What I mean, it was up somewhere in upstate California. I want to say maybe.
Oh yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I had to do some traveling. But
Yeah.
so she arrives in the dress as She-Hulk, and Lulu is right away is upset that it's taken it away from her, like her big day, which I had pretty much figured immediately before I even got to meet this Lulu. I kind of made the assumption with that package that would be her reaction to this. But then we get she promises that she'll just be Jen in this. And then we get a Just Jen splash screen, which is the episode title once again.
Just Jen.
Yeah, and then, but it still said attorney at law, I think.
Yep.
And then so she's like talking about how first she doesn't think she's going to be walking with someone down the aisle, and then she gets they say, oh, Jonathan is going to be the one to do it, and they're like, oh, Jonathan's so nice, and just acting totally nonchalant about it, and we'll find out later why that's weird. But then at the firm, we've got Mallory, who has this Craig Hollis, or first she calls him Mr. Hollis, but then he corrects her and says Mr. Immortal. And then he's like, I'm sorry, it's Mr. Immortal. And like, I thought your name was Hollis. Nope, Mr. Immortal. It's pithier, which I don't, I can only assume that's a word I don't hear often, but it sounds
Yeah, I never heard that. sounds fancy.
Pithy is concise and forcefully expressive, containing much pith. So, okay. So then Nikki comes into the room, and they're talking about his divorce case, and starts talking about how no one's ever tried harder to make a marriage work. And Herschel says can't trust Jonathan. Well, you'll see if you haven't seen the episode why you can't trust Jonathan. But no one's tried harder in their marriage, and he brings into how walking into traffic and how nice of a guy he is, and he's such a nice guy, and that he walked into traffic for his marriage, basically, or to basically end it. And so then Nikki, I think it's mostly Nikki, is getting quote unquote judgmental with him. He's like, I thought you weren't supposed to get so judgmental. But I think Mallory is trying to like bring it back to the case, and so they're kind of both almost arguing about it. They're talking over him, and then he decides to just go and jump out the window.
That was weird. I was like, what?
Which, I mean, I don't think you can actually crash through those windows. I think I thought I've seen someone try to do that before on something. Like those windows of those buildings are not meant for people to just be able to crash through them. But
no, you'd have to probably like shoot at it to break it.
Yeah.
Or throw something at it, then
hammer it or something, yeah. Sledgehammer, maybe.
You would have to do some damage to it before you can even try to jump through it.
Oh yeah, but before he does that, he takes his hat. He takes that with him. Crashes through the window and then onto a security vehicle down below. Cracks his bones a little bit and just gets off of the car and
walks it off.
Walks away. Like, okay, this is interesting. This show is Interesting. Like, this guy's not a superhero or anything, I guess.
He's immortal.
Did he throw the head at the window? Was
maybe
it like an odd job thing? No,
maybe maybe he's the third confirmed mutant now.
Right. Possibly. No, he didn't throw the hat at the window, Herschel. He took his hat, put it on his head, and proceeded to run out the window.
Jump off. Yeah, it's weird.
So then back at the wedding venue, Lulu is she makes an attempt to try to catch up. Oh, I haven't even caught up with you, and she's talking about, well, I got this great new job and everything, and also I'm She-Hulk. She's like, oh, I don't want to hear it about any of that. You dating anyone? She says, oh no, well, and she says, oh, don't you worry, the right guy out there will be is out there for her. And she's like, you'll be fine. She's like, yeah, no, I know. Like, I'm fine. Gotta love that. I feel like I have this conversation sometimes with people. But yeah, no, she's fine. And she's just this Lulu. She's the worst, it sounds like. Like so many people in this show.
I was not a fan of hers. I was like, Jesus, what's wrong with this lady? I would have left the wedding ring. I've been like, nah, I'm good.
And then we get Titania showing up again. If we didn't have enough Titania, there she is right away again. Maybe that's why you don't like this episode.
Titania?
She seems...
I don't have a problem with Titania. I mean, she's okay.
Well, her character, not great. But, yeah, first thing she said, oh, it's so great. It's so great how you never seem to make any effort at all. That's was her quote-unquote compliment. Talking about she's dating a friend of the groom, looks over and he waves. And then, yeah, that's great. And then she has a conversation with Lily, like, basically like, she's so obviously here, like, for me or whatever. And she's like, oh, it's not always about you. Well, then outside at one of the tables, we got Josh, a new character. Josh, a new character approaches.
Another guy. She's really racking up the guys.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I wish I had this great luck in this good numbers in my dating life.
This guy. To be fair, seems like only the second nice guy so far, really. But
maybe you got to Hulk out to get more.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not always. It sounds like it's not always about that, but it's not about that supposedly. But anyway, Lulu comes out and asks for help because half the event staff is quitting because of how she's treating them. Which is like, yeah, I can get
as they should.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so she asks them to help us pick up glasses and things.
Is it like the worst case of Bridezilla? Like if they're trying to portray here?
It's probably not even the worst case, I would imagine.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I met a Bridezilla once.
Yeah.
They're horrible. Won't name names, but yeah.
Groomzilla is probably a thing too, right? I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah,
sure,
I mean,
sure
usually grooms they're a little. I mean, they're nervous, but I mean, all my buddies that got married seem like, for the most part, they're pretty chill after. They're like, all right, got it done. I'm gonna drink.
Right. So, yeah. So okay. So then she asks Jen to pick up glasses and things, and then Josh to come help inside, I think. And then, so at the firm again, they've got these 8 people at the long table. One of them's talking about how he owes $75,000 credit card debt, or how he racked that up, and another one says she never saw a dime for raising Spencer Jr., and then another one talks about a $10,000 New Orleans jazz funeral, all of course because he staged his death in all of these cases. Well, staged. He what would have killed any other normal human.
Yeah.
Still staged his death because he knows. It's not going to kill him. But so they asked about how did you all find out about this? And I guess one of them saw a video on the site Intelligentsia, which I don't know if that's supposed to be like a riff on a real site or not. Like, is it like?
Well, I don't know about that. Intelligentsia is what I looked it up is actually from the comic books.
Oh, really?
It's a like bad guy organization that tries to like put like good guys on bad rap kind of thing. So they're more like in this aspect. They're more like what do you want? I guess 4chan in a way.
Okay, sure. Yeah, say it's for hateful man babies. Yeah, sure, makes sense.
Yeah. So it's like that.
Sure,
but so it's supposed to have. It's like run by like the leader and Dr. Doom and stuff. So and the leader is coming back because he was originally in the first Hulk, and now he's coming back in Captain America 4.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
Oh, she'll be the second single character fourth MCU story. If that, like Thor was the first, and now we have.
But not this time. Not the same actor though for this one.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So was it? So in the comics though, was Intelligentsia? Was it just a paper, or was it actually a website in the comics? I would imagine if it was an older comic that would have predated the internet. I'm assuming, but.
How do you spell Intelligentsia?
INTELLIGENCIA. Ends in CIA. So yeah, they Nikki and Mallory have a have a little bit of they turn around and have a little bit of conference with Mr. What's his name?
Here, this is what Intelligentsia was. Intelligentsia was initially a group formed to exchange information between criminal geniuses. Oh. Consisted of MODOK.
Oh, MODOK.
Superior. And MODOK's coming Ant-Man, so.
Right.
Leader. So Leader's in there. So
they had
Leaders.
When they had what's his face, Patton Oswalt animated MODOK series, which I heard wasn't very good actually, but
I tried to watch it. I couldn't get through it. It was just hard to watch.
Yeah. Well, I haven't tried even, but
you don't need
bother.
to.
It's not MCU or anything, so
it's not gonna bother that.
Right. So they again, Nikki and Mallory spin him around, have a little quick conference, and talk about how he faked his death multiple times and forged multiple identities, and how he should be in prison for all that. She says, I'll get you the best possible deal, but you're going to pay.
Yeah. Watch out for Mallory.
Mm-hmm. So then back at the wedding venue, so dumb. The groomsmen were playing Mario Kart, and their shirts got all wrinkled. It's just like, first of all, Mario Kart is the game that they're playing. I mean, I like Mario Kart just as much as the next guy, but something tells me they would be playing COD or something if they're playing games at all at this thing.
Oh.
But
if I ever get married, there's no COD at my wedding.
Maybe Fortnite, depending on their ages.
I mean, I'd play Mario Kart. Why?
I would too. I'm just saying, like, that's their like go-to as the groomsmen are playing Mario Kart. I don't know. I don't know if I buy it.
Maybe. Who knows? Every group of friends have their own different thing. Okay.
Oh, and they proceed to basically talk about esports and how it's gaming's a big thing now. Like, And then Jen gets put on ironing duty for that. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was like, why is she still here?
Right, I would have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
Then we get Lulu approaching with Jonathan, the dog. The little dog she's just carrying. Little dog in a
Ugh.
suit, I guess.
Yeah, in Jen's weird bridesmaid outfit dress. It looked horrible. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's one interesting wedding. So,
And they didn't even have a open bar.
yeah, that's true. Which
Sorry, I
I mean,
might have jumped ahead, but
that's not expected. I mean, we will get there, but yeah, because I might
I'm
have more to
saying
say about that.
every wedding I've gone to so far has been some type of open bar.
Oh, not for me. Um,
Huh, I
but
never experienced the option or the cash bar.
oh yeah, I wouldn't automatically assume necessarily, but so
Hmm.
especially for someone who has their wedding on a Thursday, but
Yeah, it's fair.
So back at the firm, GLK and H, of course. Um, they're talking about how he'll basically sell off his Apple shares from 1981 and the gold left from his first wife, Baroness Cromwell, uh, which I'm sure I should know who that is, but
I sounds like
Lily.
she's
Oh, Lily
from like
Cromwell
really.
is actually a is part of the Marvel database.
Hmm.
Apparently. Girl became the Baroness Blood was one of the two daughters of village Dr. Jacob Cromwell, a secret thrall of Dracula. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
well, we are getting Werewolf by Night coming out soon.
Oh, well, I thought this was going to go more along the lines of Blade or something.
Well, I think Werewolf by Night is also going to be like bringing like tie in the Blade somehow. That's going to, or all this ghoulish stuff is coming out now. All these, he had all this zombies and What If. He had Zombie Strange and Doctor Strange.
There also was a Lady Cromwell, but a real life one, but I don't know if there's a relation or not there. Seems like it's.
Lady Cromwell.
I would imagine they were referring to the one that's actually part of the Marvel lore. But so they talk about they're going to divide it evenly 8 ways, and then yeah, they, you know, I don't remember if it was Mallory or Nikki, but one of them's talking about divided 8 ways. I think that's more than fair. Let's tie a bow on this, and then they, of course, start talking about, well, I was married to him for such and such years, and I had a kid with him, and then they can't agree on it. Naturally, everybody feels like they should get a little bit more. And I noticed he tried to so he tries to get up and they push him back down, and part of it, so like at first I didn't think anything of it, and when I played it back I'm like, he's gonna try to jump out the window again, isn't he?
He was, yeah, that's what I thought right. I'm like, this guy wants to try to jump out.
Yeah. So there's a lot of back and forth in this episode, it turns out, because we get taken right back to the wedding venue again with, so DJ Incredible Hulk. So part of me was like it looks like it has Chet in the name. It's not Chet. This is not Chet or her cousin Chet or anything, right? This is just a different DJ, just a random guy, right?
No, that's her cousin.
It is Chet. Okay, so
Yep.
it is Incredible. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Yep, definitely was her cousin.
So I'm guessing he talked about this DJing thing at one point. Did he talk about that before this? Maybe not.
I don't recall he didn't.
Okay.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I don't recall it either, but I always
Maybe he just
I'm
has
wrong.
multiple ventures. He's just doing multiple things, trying to stay busy.
Yeah. So I see him. He's got his like air horn and being ridiculous. So I guess he knew. Yeah, I don't know if he knew her, if that was just coincidence that he was there or not, if he went to the same high school or anything like that. But so she goes to the bartender, asks for a heavy pour, and that's when he says it'll be an extra $5, and then it pans down to the cash bar. Which no, like I actually thought this. So to me, I'd say this feels like actually like a almost like a rich person problem, like because like I said, I've been to, and to be fair, maybe it was mostly people that were getting married younger when I've typically seen, not open bars at weddings. Most of the time, I'd say it's like you get free beer and wine up until a certain time or something. That seems like pretty common nowadays.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty common thing nowadays. But I feel like that joke kind of, well, for me, it fell a little bit flat for that reason. Like it's almost a little bit tone deaf. Like, no, actually, not every wedding is open bar, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, so she has to pay. So she throws down the money and says, well, I gotta be here all night anyway, or whatever. And so then she starts.
Get her groove on.
She starts, yeah, getting jiggy with it on the dance floor, and getting wasted once again. But of course, as Jen, and she can't. She actually feels the effects and everything, a lot quicker. And so then once again we jump back to the table at GLK and H, and Nikki is doing a damn good job of making negotiations with all 8 of the I should say there 7 of the women, 1 of the men there at the table, and yeah, she does it. She gets them all to agree, and he also agrees, and then he tries to say, I just want to let you all know that I really did love you. And they're like, get out of here. Like, and Mallory makes comment about to Nikki about unconditional and excellent. She does a great job.
She was impressed.
Indeed.
You impressed Mallory.
Keep that up, Nikki. And I actually don't know. So she's Jen's paralegal. She acts the acting paralegal to Mallory in this case. Is that why?
Maybe she's like the paralegal for the department then.
Sure.
Since they're in the superhuman law division.
They seem to make a pretty good team, though. Even, yeah, in this case. So maybe
it's like is it an all-girl team? No, wait, Pug's in there. He's in part of it.
Yep. And again, back to the wedding. Still not an actual ceremony, though. I don't remember if they even have. I don't think they had it, or did they skip over it? Like, this was still. I guess this was post the ceremony at this point, right?
Yeah, I believe it was.
This isn't like a pre.
I think they kind of we didn't see the actual ceremony.
We never saw a groom, did we?
No, I didn't see any groom.
not to assume. Well, they did say there was a groom, right? Like,
right? Yeah, there was a groom, but who knows who the groom was?
Right. So drunk Jen makes a call to Bruce and leaving a voicemail. I think tells her to hadn't heard from you in months or weeks or whatever. But call me back, you ding dong. They have that kind of relationship clearly. They also have that kind of relationship where they physically fight each other.
That's true.
Only when they're in Hulk form, though, so far. But we all know Bruce has left the planet based on a previous episode.
Which I hope, they obviously going to pay that off eventually.
Yes, I would imagine. Hopefully he shows up by the end of this again. Yeah, and it's interesting, like, when I first heard talks of this show, they were like, oh, yeah, Bruce, I think he's supposed to be in this a lot. Well, I was like, was he really in the whole series? Well, no, they basically cut him off at one point. But, yeah, I hope we get him on the tail end at least again. But probably if we have, like, a big bad at the end of all this, which I'm sure we will.
Big bad, big old bad.
Maybe he'll need to come back for that. But, So then she ends up talking to Josh again. This time she's obviously pretty inebriated. He he talks about how it's the most fun he's seen her all weekend, or Wednesday and Thursday. And she's being a little silly with her her level of intoxication, and he's says he likes. I think she says she likes his name. She starts saying his name, all funny, and then he has a good face. I thought he has a good face too.
She sure does get drunk a lot in this show.
Yeah.
Or drink a lot. She might have an alcoholic, be an alcoholic. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she's from Wisconsin. But
yeah, maybe.
So she's she says, let me tell you a secret, and she points to her ear, which is like hilarious. Tell you a secret. So he leans and he just like leans in and just humors her basically, and talks about how well she's doing despite that she wanted to come here and basically not necessarily show off, but at least have something going for her. And she talks about how she actually is doing really well, and basically with the job and the She-Hulk thing again, and starts talking about She-Hulk, and Josh says he'd love to see her She-Hulk, but then she says, of course, that she can't do it here because she promised
Lulu.
Yeah. And Josh also thinks she's doing pretty great. And she's pretty flattered about that, She's happy to hear that. And but then proceeds to say, "Oh no, it's happening," and runs outside and throws up. That's when we get Titania comforting her initially, and then giving her a swift, I guess almost uppercut, knocking her back, but in non-She-Hulk form at this point, of course, and Jen thinks, initially she can take her like that, which she can't. Certainly not in her drunken state right now. And she talks about how she asks Titania, why are you so obsessed with me? She says, I'm not obsessed with you. And
I think she is.
She's like, just come on, bring out She-Hulk. Really tries to get her to do it. And first she wasn't having it, and then it doesn't take her long to be like, okay, just once, just one time. So she kind of starts to try to do it. Her shoes, or bridesmaid shoes, get, broken off, and but then immediately stops and says she forgot how to do it. I guess the alcohol. Then she tries it a second time, and this one actually goes through. And like
guessing she sobered up really quick.
Yeah. After that, she really did. So she ends up shattering the bricks in front of her. Was it a kick or was it a punch? No, doesn't really matter.
It was a punch.
Punches the bricks in front of her, and that does like a shockwave effect to the bricks, and they go out and knock Titania into the dance floor. And then Jen walks in very confidently, of course, at this point. Josh is smiling. He's very excited to see her She-Hulk. Then we get a slow motion jump in the air, and DJ Chet, or in Chetable, says, "We've got a wedding fight," and blows the air horn and starts playing the electric slide.
Perfect song for it.
Yeah. So then we get Titania kicking back, and then they're exchanging punches, and Titania, she ends up getting thrown into one of the staff members. They fall over, and then she growls and then trips on what I thought would look like ice. I don't know if exactly.
Yeah, it was ice. It was supposed to be ice or something.
Yep. She trips and falls on her face, and then messes up her veneers. Oh, heavens.
Oh, no.
And there's a
Not
bunch
the
of people taking
veneers.
photos on their phones, and she's obviously not having it. Makes comment to one of them about how, like, oh, you're taking photos for your 11 followers on Instagram or whatever. Smacks the phone away and then pushes the same staff member down, and then ends up stealing a cake. I guess the wedding cake or one of the.
Yeah,
cake.
one of the pieces of the wedding cake, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
So then DJ's playing the air horn again, I guess, after that. And DJ Chet. So then Lulu walks in, and Jen's like, oh, it's just this once. Like, she tries to explain herself about, how she sucker punched her, basically. And she thinks she's going to be mad at first. And turns out she's actually excited. She hulks at her wedding. And then
She's also really drunk.
Oh, Lulu was too at this point?
Yeah.
Or, well, I guess, yeah, because Jen, I guess, isn't in this state, but...
No, only Lulu.
Right.
Super drunk.
She's excited. She gives her a hug, and then was it at this point where she's got her head to her boobs or whatever? Because she comments about how she's got huge boobs a couple of times. She was like, yeah, there's more... Yep, MCU's going there too now. Just straight up.
It's just like, I still have a problem with Andor with the word shit in there. Still, like, it's a good show, don't get me wrong, but it's the only thing. Sorry, going off tangent, but.
Well, and I guess so I heard that too, or I saw that people were talking about that. And the MCU has used it before, I think. But
that's fine because it's MCU.
Yeah.
That they are pushing the limit. Like, I guess
lately,
both ways are pushing the limit on what they can do on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and everyone's still mad though that they never did a no shit Sherlock joke or whatever with Robert Downey Jr. and I can only think of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Doctor Strange. Oh, that'd been hilarious.
Right.
That would have been wow. Oh man, they missed that opportunity.
Yeah. So, moral of the story: alcohol fixes everything. Thanks Disney. Yes, says our show.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So,
what is Disney teaching these kids? Jeez.
Well, I was actually surprised how much alcohol use the show had. For that same reason, but so
they do have that rating on there, so I guess.
Yeah. So back at the firm, Mallory and Nikki are looking at a video of Mr. Immortal crashing in the car on that Intelligentsia website, which I noticed it had the tagline, "We are the web." And then, so I'm looking through them. I did pause it there to see if there was anything special, and I did see that's where they had one of them was the slutty She-Hulk as the headline on the sidebar, and which, by the way, the site kind of looks like it's a website from like 1992 or something. It's not great, but
right. Yeah.
So Mallory's trying to figure out, like, she doesn't understand why someone so afraid of conflict keeps getting married, and also how he got 8 different people to marry him.
Must be a really good talker.
Yeah.
Or something, or just he knows the ladies.
So that's when Mallory also reveals that she's been married for nearly 11 years and also has a kid, and
dun, dun, dun.
Nikki's surprised to know both of those things. And then so they do end up clicking on that link on that site, the one that says Slutty She-Hulk, and then it says She-Hulk hulking, but they need to create an account to access that, and they end up doing that, and they, I don't know, make kind of a fake account. And
everything that would appeal to the person that's supposed to let them in. That's what they're trying to do.
Oh yeah, good call. So then they see it's a big forum that starts with "Cancel She-Hulk," and then they scroll down. There's a bunch of comments about actually killing She-Hulk, which obviously they're not very happy to see. Nikki says they have to chill Jen, but Mallory's like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of trolls. Don't let it get into her head." And the next scene we see Nikki just blabbing on the phone which is, I guess, just on a voicemail
Mm-hmm.
to Jen. But she thought it'd be a bad idea, which which maybe it was, but she does it anyway. So she'll get that voicemail tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Next episode will probably be interesting for her.
Oh
What?
yeah,
Oh my god!
because then we see Jen and Josh at one of the tables at the wedding, or just eating a big thing of fries. It's like love at first sight right there.
Aw.
The fries, I mean. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's. I mean,
And then that, what's that?
fries are great.
Yeah. And we see the camera pan out and sort of morph into a computer screen, and we see on the screen it's got in the corner that basically that her at the wedding, and then it's got her picture up in the right, a bunch of different data about her, and it's sort of a scientist of sorts in a lab, or at least a guy with a lab coat, and just sort of analyzing the different things that she clearly here, and then goes over to a table, and we have 3, I guess, syringe-like things with much bigger needles on them now than thicker needles than what we saw with the wrecking crew before. Was that their name?
Yep. I bet you this is vibranium.
Gotcha. That would make sense.
I think it is. Because remember, she's like, "You got like he asked about vibranium, and she's like, "Well, do you got some?" And it's like, "I wish." I think that's vibranium.
Yep, I think you're probably very right there.
And I think that's going to tie into Wakanda, the new Wakanda movie, because I think that's the whole thing is like governments are trying to seal their vibranium or get to it.
I remember the first time I had Checkers fries. The moon was shining. The ketchup was so great. Nothing ever looked so beautiful. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Checkers. I assume that's a fast food place, but
I think it is. I've heard of it. I've never ate it though.
Yep, and no stinger once again in this episode. But
darn it.
Yeah, I think it's probably safe to say we won't get one until the last episode now, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, you know the usual routine.
I'm going to go 3-5. I'm not budging.
Not budging. Well, this is where I thought. So as you might be able to guess, I'm going to go a little bit higher, at least on this one. I'm going to say 3.8. So that's what, 3.65, I think. Let's double check. I think my math is. Yep. Okay. 3.65. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I almost feel like it should be even higher than that, but it's fine. It's fine. Can't win them all.
I mean, you could put yours higher. Mine's not moving.
No, because I'm like, I don't think it's quite a 4. So, yeah, I think that's accurate. But, yeah.
Well, we'll see till next week. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, so we should probably say, I think we're going to miss the next 2 Wednesdays on account of a trip.
Yeah, Vegas trip. Woo.
Yes, so forgive us. So we'll be probably a little bit behind, and then we got a lot of Andor catching up after that. So it's going to be playing a lot of catch up. We'll decide. We might decide at one point. I think it's going to be hard with the Andor episodes. I think those are pretty long, but
the one today was like 40 minutes.
Yeah, so maybe not so as quickly as we wanted to get these episodes out. It's probably might be delayed for a while, but hopefully we can catch up eventually.
Hey, we could do that Werewolf by Night. That's only one special. I think it's one episode. That's like just a special.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
But that's going to be, I think it's like an hour long. So that's the only thing.
Right. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Much appreciated.
Oh, by the way, Wolverine's coming back. Woohoo!
Yeah, I've been hoping for this. I've been hoping he was going to show up. I thought they'd like keep it a surprise or something, but yeah, They very
I
much
think they
not a
wanted to get the
surprise.
hype. They wanted to get that hype
Oh,
going.
absolutely. It's
knowing
like when they announced Palpatine for Rise of Skywalker, kind of a thing. Like just let them have it.
they
But
have to, you have to know that one because I mean everyone's going to see Deadpool, but knowing that Hugh Jackman's coming back, then more people are going to see it because
right,
it's going to be insane. I can't wait.
yeah, very exciting. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Herschel. Disnerds
Yeah,
Plus.
Herschel.
DisnerdsPlus at gmail.com is the email address. You can reach us at disnerdsplus.com is our website. We are recording Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/ShaveMadOx, except for probably the next 2 Wednesdays. You can find Mike at Cool as a Cucumber. You can find me at ShaveMadOx. And until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.
Did it.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Another one bites dust.
Mm-hmm.
It's Thursday tomorrow. Woohoo!
Ah, man. Sometimes I feel like the weeks, well, I don't know about you, but I feel like the weeks fly by sometimes. To be fair,
Not this week.
Paper Wolverine was in a Deadpool already, and if South Park has taught me anything, that counts. He also said, well, apparently I forgot, I heard on the morning stream today's episode.
Whoa.
They talked about how...
Coolio dead at 59. Dang.
Julio?
Coolio. Remember the rapper Coolio?
Coolio. Yeesh.
That sucks. Sorry, what were you saying?
Jeez. Remember when they took off Deadpool's mask? He was wearing a Hugh Jackman cutout. Well, sure, but supposedly he went back and tried to fix the events of Wolverine Origins or something at the end of what was it, the last Deadpool?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Maybe that's what they were saying on TMS today. That I don't know. I don't know if they actually showed Hugh Jackman. Supposedly they might have. I don't remember. It's been some time again, but I know he was going back to fix a bunch of things in time, but at the end.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. So we'll see. Maybe, yeah, because he can write off of that still. So.
Right.
We will see.
Deadpool's is too strong. Deadpool's is too strong. He's letting Ryan Reynolds rewrite our cultural history. Well, he's going to be now the other fourth wall breaking MCU character at this point. Although
breaking the fourth wall.
I mean, the thing is, they didn't necessarily have to make it part of the MCU, but Ryan Reynolds definitely said MCU, and
they did.
Yeah.
So I think you got the multiverse, so we'll see.
Oh, they also had a big I forgot about the shout out to Kevin Feige at the end of all that.
Oh yeah.
That second one.
Did you see the one that they posted today, or Ryan Reynolds posted today? It was another
new.
Them just it's him and Hugh Jackman is sitting on the couch.
What's the one?
And then they're talking, and all of a sudden this music goes over while they're talking about the plot.
Well, that's the one that I saw. Yeah. The second.
I saw it this morning. Yep.
Unless there's a third one,
I'm seeing a third one.
Yeah, that's exciting though.
I can't wait. That's 2024.
Right. Yeah. But
at
least it's in sight.
It is in sight. That's true. That is true.
Indeed.
Well, no, I'm just gonna relax and go to bed soon. After some time, can't talk today apparently.
Sounds good.
Cool. Well,
You
I
have a good
will
night.
catch you later.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks again, everybody. Love Mike's background. There you go, Mike. Yeah, nice. I like it as well. Thanks for hanging out with us, Herschel. Till next time.